No, it's one of my fans. He told me I should get more in touch with my emotional side so I won't get so fired up on the show, and now I can't stop. The world's just so beautiful. How much time? 5 seconds. Be strong. You're a wonderful woman. Shalom, Eliyokim Cohen, June 7th, 2011, the 5th day of Sivan on the Hebrew calendar. We are Erev Shavuot. Shavuot is tonight, so we will not be having a show the next 2 days. So we have a ton to get to today. We have a really mediocre show to bring you today. No, I'm just kidding. I'm saying if you're paying attention. Our show today is phenomenal. I have so much to talk about today. I don't even know if I'm going to get through it. So let's start in with our new theme song. Courtesy of David Dome. It has put us on a whole new stratosphere of being a TV show. We've now in the thousands of hits every single day. So I'd like to thank everybody out there for sharing this link. That song gets me every single time. Alright, so our sponsor today is biggerbitter.com. Like I said, thank you everybody out there, especially the Hatikva and Russian Jews page on Facebook. Anybody that helps me grow, I'll be more than happy to plug you on the show. This is a show for Jews, so everyone can tell me their causes. I'll be more than happy to promote them. Just like Shifra Shomron did, this is her book, Grains of Sand. It's an absolutely phenomenal book. I'm going to read a quote from it every single day. Yair, not all that glitters is gold. Many Jews who were attracted at first to the glitter realized in time that their own Jewish culture, traditions, religion, and beliefs were far more precious because they are true. I think that's an absolutely amazing quote, especially with Shavuot coming up. Shavuot is the day that the Jews received the Torah on Mount Sinai 3,323 years ago. An absolutely amazing holiday. Jews from all over the world stay up tonight and they learn Torah all night, and then they daven right as the sun comes up in the morning. An amazing tradition. So let's dive right in. We have today in Jewish history. Today in 1942, the yellow Jewish star that has been made so famous, that was sewn onto clothes, was actually made mandatory in occupied France. So obviously not a great day on the Jewish calendar for the Jews in France. Alright, so here's an amazing quote from Martin Luther. Not Martin Luther King. I had a dream. Some days will be self-evident. This is from Martin Luther, the piece of garbage that lived, I guess, somewhere in Europe, maybe. He who hears this name God from a Jew must inform the authorities, or else throw dung at him when he sees them and chase him away. This is from Martin Luther, Yimach Shemo. He's probably not the only one that thinks that. Let's move on to Torah tidbits before we get into our top story. And our top story today is actually our Happy Time segment. Like I said, today is Shavuot. So on Shavuot, when we got the Torah at Mount Sinai, the wording in the Torah actually reverts to the singular, meaning that this was pretty much the only time in Jewish history that the Jews were united. We were all around Mount Sinai, we were all together, we all accepted the Torah together. God made it so clear to us in the Torah that when Jews are united, not just united, but united following Torah, following the mitzvot, following God's commandments, that nothing but good things will happen to us. And at times when this has happened, or pretty much the majority it's happened, like the times of King Solomon, we've seen nothing but wealth and prosperity for the Jewish people. So let's all try and get back to that. And why not start right now on Erev Shavuot? Alright, so our top story today is absolutely phenomenal. It's our Happy Time segment. Years ago today, we actually had a leader that had the chutzpah to bomb the Iraqi reactor. The Osirak nuclear reactor. Menachem Begin sent IDF forces, IAF warplanes, 1,600 miles. There was a very little chance that they were all going to come back, or even one of them was going to come back. He did this, he gave the order against the command of just about everybody in the government, in the military, because he cared. He had a spiritual backbone, he had chutzpah. He realized that when a nation says that they want to annihilate the Jewish people, you have to take them seriously, because every other nation that said that has come close to annihilating us. So 30 years ago today, there were bombs over Baghdad. And they need to have a sequel to the song called Bombs Over Tehran, because Tehran is actually a few weeks, months away from getting a nuclear bomb. I have a little bit more on that later. So the poll question today is, what do you think about the Iraqi reactor raid? Probably one of the most amazing achievements militarily of all time. If you go back and you study this raid, you'll see how improbable it was. Not only that it worked, but that every single IAF pilot came back with their planes intact. Complete miracle. Only Hashem could have caused that. So I want to hear what you have to say about that. And I'm actually going to read, I forgot to read this yesterday because I have really bad ADD and sometimes I just forget to do things. The question from the other day was, what do you think about San Francisco having this new Foreskin Man cartoon about the banning of circumcision? So I'm going to read two quotes. I think they're absolutely phenomenal. Eliyokim, I live in Los Angeles. I can only say now my plans for Aliyah are being accelerated. I feel like I have a target painted on my back right now. The next one is, my Uncle Jesse of blessed memory said, when laws against the Jews are proposed, it's time to pack. When laws are passed against Jews, you should already be gone. When they come to enforce these laws, it's too late and you should load your ammunition. I think those are absolutely amazing quotes. Please comment on today's poll question. Give your memory of the Iraqi reactor bomb. I mean, if you were alive at the time, what was going through your head? If you weren't alive at the time, what do you think about this daring raid that was, pretty much against all logic, insanity, but we did it anyway and it worked? So I want to hear what you have to say about that. Alright, moving right along, we have a ton of articles to get to, so I'm going to try and go fast. 77% of all Israelis in a new poll oppose going back to pre-1967 lines. You might say, duh, but here's another caveat. They said that they oppose this even if it would lead to a peace agreement. Alright, so everyone says that, that Israelis we want peace so badly that we'll do anything. That's not true. We won't do anything. We don't want to commit suicide. Israelis realize that 1967 lines are completely indefensible. There is no way to defend a country that at one point will be like 9 miles wide. Let's just get a map out and realize that it's just not possible. So anytime you hear something from the left, you can call shenanigans because that's not true. Israelis are smart. This country is moving right. We're moving in the right direction, and we do not want peace if it means the death of this country. Alright, so apparently in the Knesset they're going to have a gay pride or gay Memorial Day, which the religious Jews in the Knesset are absolutely outraged, and many Jews should be outraged because God made it very clear in the Torah that not only is homosexuality forbidden, but he actually says it's an abomination. And then the very next sentence says, a man that lies with an animal as he lies with a woman, it's a perversion. He uses the same exact language for both, meaning they're both disgusting to him. So I like gay people. In my old business, gay people were my nicest customers. That does not mean that they need to be invited to the Knesset. That's a disgrace. If you're angry at me out there for saying that, I'm sorry, I just follow Torah, and I like to promote what it says in the Torah. So that's just the reality. And I think this is an absolute disgrace to the Knesset, and it shows the level of depravity that that goes on with some of these countries' leaders. Alright, so here's a little ridiculousness coming out of America. Hillary Clinton says that it is not right, the time is not right for the new French peace initiative. She's saying it's not right for peace talks because both sides are too far apart. Yet, the same day it's come out that Israelis and quote-unquote Palestinians are holding separate covert talks in Washington trying to reignite the peace process. Does this say anything about America to anybody out there? That they would say that the French peace initiative should not get off the ground because the two sides are far apart. Yet, in Washington, they're holding covert talks, meaning America doesn't care about peace. They care about being involved in this. They care about, getting the money and all these things that revolve around these ridiculous peace talks. The fame, the glory, all the diplomacy, all this stuff. This is just, think about what I just said. They don't want France to do it, but they want to do it. They say it's not right, the time's not right for peace talks because of a French initiative, yet they're trying to do it themselves. This just shows how bankrupt and corrupt the American government is. And the fact that we take aid from them, the fact that we consult them on anything is a disgrace to our people. We're stronger than that. Alright, so apparently Jordan is secretly buying Israeli water from Israel, from the Sea of the Galilee. I hope that the plot of water that they're buying is the part that like kids pee in when they're swimming. Why are we selling water to a country that hates us? Especially when we need this water. So Israel, if you are selling the water, make sure it's a little yellow before Jordan gets it, okay? Alright, apparently the new owner of the Detroit Pistons and his wife are rabid anti-Semites. They are about as anti-Israel as you can get. Not going to get into the whole thing, but look it up. But if you are a Pistons fan out there and you're Jewish, it might be time to either pick a new sport or maybe pick a new team or just move out of Detroit. It's a garbage city anyway, but they do have a decent Jewish community, I'll admit that. Alright, so Iranian lawmakers tore the Lebanon-Israel border. Why we didn't have snipers there, picking them off one by one like, I don't know, ducks is beyond me, but hey, I'm not in the military, so can't make those decisions. But if the lawmakers of a country that said, we want to annihilate Israel was near my border and I was in charge, I would make sure that they were never going back to Iran in one piece. Speaking of Iran, I've now read that according to the Debka file, which sometimes is dead on, sometimes not so much, Iran has secretly stocked enough uranium for 4 nuclear bombs. I don't know why we're waiting so long. On the 30th anniversary of the Iraqi reactor, we saw the success there. Something needs to be done about this now. There could be drones, we don't have to risk Jewish lives, but we need to show the world in Iran that we're just not going to sit here like sitting ducks as you amass a bomb and then use it like you've said you're going to use it for many years. Alright, moving along. Syria is condemning the killing of protesters by the IDF. Mind you, this is the same Syria that has been slaughtering their own people, castrating their own people, running them over with tanks, whatever. They were paying these protesters to come to... Sorry. Hello? Hi, Mom. Chag Sameach to you too. Mom, I never dressed up in your high heels growing up. That was my brother, which made it all the more embarrassing that he used to beat me up. No, I'm sure it wasn't me. No, Mom, I promise. Okay, I'll talk to you on Friday. Mom, don't cry. We can't talk the next... Mom, I'll call you back. Mom, please don't cry. Mom, I'll call you back. My brother used to beat me unmercifully, and he used to wear my mom's high heels, which was very embarrassing. Where was it? Yeah, Syria is complaining that we're killing their people that they paid to try and breach our borders when they're slaughtering their own people. If you can't see the insanity with this, then you should. How can a country pay their people, literally, they paid them more to come here and die? And then they have the nerve, Assad has the nerve to get on TV and say that it's a terrorist policy that we have killing enemies that are trying to break our borders. That's absolutely insane. Speaking of the IDF, they're on a high alert right now because of Al-Quds Day. Every day in the Muslim world, there's a day commemorating, the hatred of Israel and the Jewish people. So now it's Al-Quds Day. It's when we seize control of Eastern Yerushalayim, Baruch Hashem. And so there's going to be more rioting. We're going to use more restraint and crowd control measures and, other things that make us the doormat of the world. If they throw rocks, we need to shoot them because rocks kill. Shalit supporters are calling to block money to Gaza. Yes, we actually give money to Gaza. We fund our own terrorism, which is absolutely insane. Coldplay, the wankers that actually had this Freedom for Palestine link on their website, removed it. They didn't say why. Maybe it's because, I don't know, Jews control the music industry and, Jews are probably the biggest buyers of their garbage records, but that is now removed. And in the final news of the day, Congress is considering limiting UN aid if they declare unilateral Palestinian quote-unquote statehood. So that's actually something good coming out of America. Share the show, help us grow. We're actually getting more and more people every day. We're in the thousands now. Our goal is 100,000 because remember, it's not news unless it's Jews news.